Welcome to How to Certify Your LGBTQ-Owned Business. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge, tools, and contacts to take the first step to certify your LGBTQ-owned business. I'm Jennifer Owens, president of Lakeshore Advantage. And Lakeshore Advantage is privileged to be the economic development organization supporting West Michigan's Lakeshore. Lakeshore Advantage uses business growth tools to serve primary employers from startup to fully mature companies in order to ensure that this generation and the next generation want to live and work in our vibrant West Michigan economy. This video follows the Why Certify Your Business video in the series available on the Lakeshore Advantage YouTube channel. In that video, you've heard from representatives of Gentex and Young Fung Automotive Interiors on why they, as large manufacturing companies, encourage business diversification of their supply chain. Today, we'll walk through the benefits of certification for your LGBTQ-owned small business. And so joining me today is Kevin Hurd, president of the board of directors for the Detroit Regional LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Kevin, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great that you took time, and I know you're doing some really important work. So I'm going to dive right in the question. So Kevin, can you give us a little overview of your organization and its mission?
Yes, sure. So our organization was founded in 2013 by myself and 5 other individuals. Our goal initially was to create and establish an LGBT business district within the city of Detroit, being that a lot of tourism and a lot of organizations in major metropolitan cities have that ability and have that tourism dollar that comes into the city for LGBT tourism. However, we noticed that there is a gap that was needed and a void that needed to be filled within trying to establish that type of district. And so we established a chamber instead, because there's a lot of business trainings, there's a economic and fiscal kind of voice that was not being heard or even thought about as an LGBT perspective. So we founded the organization back in 2013, and we started accepting memberships 2 years later after a strategic planning session. And we were really, right now, we have over 100 members, and we have about 17 corporate partners, with a few just joining this week. And so we're really excited about the opportunities that we'll have for 2021 and beyond.
That's so cool. I didn't know you're a trailblazer. You started this thing from the beginning. You saw a need and you filled it. So that's awesome. And so I believe one of the things that you help businesses to do is to become certified as an LGBTQ-owned business. Can you kind of explain what that certification process entails?
Definitely. So the Detroit Regional LGBT Chamber of Commerce, we are a local affiliate to the national NGLCC, the National LGBT Chamber. And with our affiliate relationship, that allows us to be the boots on the ground and search for LGBT suppliers within the state of Michigan, and specifically Southeast Michigan as well. And what we do is we identify LGBT-owned businesses that may have a need or may benefit from certification, which all businesses will do. And so we speak to them, we talk about the benefits of certification. And once they say, yeah, I want to get certified, they join our membership, they join our local membership chamber. And by them joining our local chamber, that gives them access to free certification on a national level. And so all of their national fees for certification are waived by their local membership. And they not only get the certification locally, but they also have the certification, and this is a national certification. So they are in a national database once they go through it. It's about a 90-day process. What they would do immediately after they join our organization is that they will go to mynglcc.org and fill out and update their profile and submit their documentation. Then the supplier diversity team from the national organization will review their application. They will call them, have conversations about their shares, make sure they're LGBT certified owned, which is some documentation that you can submit via the online portal. It's 23 documents that you can prove that you're an LGBT person or a member of that community, including a documentation or written affidavit from myself or a member of my board of directors advocating for your sexual orientation or gender identity. When it comes to that, after that certification or that conversation has been completed, they take it to the entire certification board from NGLCC, which sits on several other corporate partners within the organization. They make a determination, and then they send that file or that information back over to the local chamber, where we do a site visit. Now, due to COVID, those site visits are virtual. However, hopefully post-COVID, we will have some hybrid virtual as well as in-person site visits. We do those site visits specifically to make sure that the person and the owner and the operator of that organization owns and knows the knowledge and has the ability to run the businesses in the business that they state that they own. And basically our certification process, if anyone else is listening to this at the moment, is that it's mirrored after the women's certification process in NMSDC as well. And so these best practices and the certification process is pretty streamlined. If you are a business that already has a certification, whether it be women-owned or minority supplier, we do have a fast-tracked application for you. So you can submit your application, and the only thing that we really need to verify is that you still own the business and that you are a part of the LGBT community.
Oh, that's great, because we'll be talking to the Women-Owned Business Institute and the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council on a series about certification. So I'm so glad that you're aligned with them. And that's
Yes.
wonderful that companies don't have to go through two separate processes. So I love that. So it sounds like you do a lot of due diligence and checking and making sure these companies are legitimate, which then I think gives corporate buyers, the comfort to say, hey, I want to make an investment here with this business. So tell me specifically, when a business is not certified, what do you think they're missing out on?
Well, they're missing out on opportunities that really a lot of organizations don't think about it. One of the things that I see that they're missing out on is multiple streams of income and diversifying their business. So, for example, if you are a coffee shop and you're just, selling coffees and that's it, but you source your own coffee beans and you sell them within your stores. But have you thought about putting them out in shelves at grocery stores? And I think by being a certified business, you're able to have those matchmaking conversations with the Myers, the Krogers, or the Walmarts of the world. And that certification gives you a third-party stamp on the fact that you are capable of handling a big contract that they're looking for to put things on their shelves. And then that just helps you with, distribution and getting your name out there and growing revenue. When a big contract from a corporation comes into a small business, what that small business has to do is hire more people. And where do they hire people? They hire people in their local communities. And so that it's immediately impacting the local community around us.
That's cool. So you touched base a little bit on the timeline. Now, can you go through that more specifically? What's the timeline from connecting you on getting on the website to getting through the stamp of certification process?
It's about thank you for that question. It's about a 90-day process if you're starting from scratch, but it really depends on how quickly and how organized your business is. If you are, if you're not a real organized business owner and you're scrambling to find, the documentation that we're requesting, then it could take longer. But once you submit your proposal and everything, all your documentation from that point forward is 90 days.
Okay, that's not too bad. And if you're really organized, maybe you can even do less than 90. Who knows? There's some people. So what about the cost? What's the cost of the certification?
So here locally, your membership includes certification application. So our small business membership fee is $350. That's on an annual basis. And when you apply for certification, their national fees are waived. So you don't have to worry about paying an additional $400 or $600, depending on the size of your business. So we really make sure that it's equitable, that a small business can actually afford it. And then when it comes to recertification, it's every 2 years. And as long as you maintain your membership on the local level, you don't have to worry about the recertification fees.
Great. So every 2 years you have to recertify, but no fees. Is that what I heard?
That is correct, as long as you maintain your local membership in your local chamber. And that setup and that kind of that format is with all the LGBT Chamber of Commerce across the nation who are local affiliates to the national NGOCC.
So let's bring this to life. Is there a story or a best practice of a certified company that you've partnered with who's certified that this has really helped them grow their business?
Yes, we actually have a couple, but I'll mention one specifically. We've had this particular supplier has had a relationship with one of their biggest companies or organizations for a very long time, Shannon Loren. They are a certified promotional service company, but they also have about 8,000, I think it's 8,000 square foot of warehouse space. One of their biggest partners was BASF, who does all the painting for basically, it's a chemical company that does all the painting for the GM cars. They warehouse a lot of their product inside of Shannon Loren's building. And one of the things that they did not know, or BASF did not know, is that Shannon Loren, that organization, was LGBT owned. And so they already had a great contract with BASF. You know, it was a really long-standing partnership. But once Shannon Loren was LGBT certified, they were able to say, oh, wow, you're LGBT certified too. We can count this as diversity spend. That made them even recommit to making sure that this partnership stayed strong. And so those are some things that, that's one particular story that I can tell that really helped Shannon Loren recommit and have a strategic leg up on the competition.
That's cool. I love it. An existing customer actually wanted to purchase more products as a result of the certification. So it's not only about getting new customers, it's actually also strengthening your existing relationship. So that's a great story. You've got so much knowledge. How do business owners get in touch with you and your organization?
Yeah, so you can go directly to our website, which is the Detroit LGBTchamber.com. And you can learn all about us. You can see our board of directors. You can see the current events that we're having. We have a full resource page on how to get certified, and then other helpful tips and tricks on how to organize your business right there on our website. We have a full directory of our current members who are certified, our corporate partners who you can reach out to as well. And then, you know, we also would love to hear from you and talk to you. So you can also email us directly at info@detroitlgbtchamber.com. We are also on Facebook, facebook.com/DET LGBT Chamber, and on both Instagram and Twitter at LGBT Chamber. So you can talk to us and speak to us at any time. We're more than happy to assist you with any questions that you may have. And so we're really excited to have been speaking with you guys today as well. So thank you for having me as well.
Great. And just one clarifying point, you support the entire state, right? So if a West Michigan business needed help or certification, you'd be able to support them as well?
Yes. So we say Detroit Regional LGBT Chamber because at one point we did have a Western Michigan Chamber of Commerce. Since then, we have actually brought in all of their members over to our chamber as well. So yes, we do support the entire state.
Good. The one-stop shop. I like it. Anything else I missed or you would like to add?
Well, I would definitely say that being a certified LGBT supplier does open doors. And I think the more people who become certified within the LGBT community, that just grows the need and the credibility of this suppliership. Many people don't understand that the plight that a lot of LGBT folks go through, being discriminated against by being an employee, but also being discriminated against by being an entrepreneur. But there's power in numbers, and the more people that stand up and actively become certified, people can no longer deny you. But also, we have seen a really a plethora of corporations that are actively seeking LGBT suppliers. We have 17 here in this chamber. We have over 225 corporate partners across the nation when it comes to the national certification process. And they're all looking for opportunities to help grow their supply and diversify their suppliers. And the more certifications you have, the better, because they're all different organizations that are looking for these opportunities, and the chamber will be there to help you along the way.
I love it. And, we found Kevin and his team through Gentex and Herman Miller, both two companies who are setting aside a certain amount of spend for LGBT businesses and encourage us to get in touch. So there's no wrong way to enter that door. It could be through our large corporations like we did as well. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you
so much.
Thank you for sharing your insightful perspective on how a business might certify and the next steps to do. For more information, visit our website at lakeshoreadvantage.com/business resources. There you can find web links, information on how to certify, and more information to help your business succeed. And if it pertains to you, I encourage you to watch the other videos in our series for certifying your minority, women-owned, or veteran-owned business, as each process is a little different. Although, as Kevin said, 2 of the processes are actually the same as his, so I love that. The content for Why Certify Your Business is brought to you by Gentex and Young Fung Automotive Interiors, as well as Lakeshore Advantage. And this series was made possible by a grant through the Consumers Energy Foundation. It takes teamwork to grow a business, and we're so grateful to be part of your extended team.